Hello and welcome to another video by me, Charles the 10. Today is going to be a little bit different than what people were probably expecting from my channel, because originally what I was going to do for this week was my top 5 games of last year, because that was going to be the first video I was going to put up. But then Apex Legends came out, and I really wanted to make a video on it, and I thought best time to do it is when it's first come out. It's been out now for just over a day. This evening, by the time this video has gone up, it will be close to the launch of the game for 48 hours, and it's already sitting. I believe it was at 2.5 million players yesterday. It's now probably 3 million, um, and it's really, really good, and that's why I wanted to talk about it and just kind of my impressions of the game. So let's get into it. So, Apex Legends is a new battle royale shooter from the creators of the Titanfall series, so Respawn, who used to obviously work at Activision, working on Call of Duty. Um, and I'm a really big fan of the series. I played a little bit back on 360 of Titanfall 1 before Titanfall 2 came out on PS4, where I played that a hell of a ton on the multiplayer, and quite a bit of the single player. Obviously, I played through that, and it was a really good campaign. And I think myself, like many other people, were really looking forward to Titanfall 3. But it looks like that kind plan from Respawn kind of changed. People were expecting that's what they've been working on for the past couple of years since EA bought them. But they've released this new battle royale shooter set in the universe, but without the Titans, without the wall running. So the movement's still fast, but not as fast paced as it used to be. And it shocked a lot of people. And I think when I first heard about it, I thought it was an EA kind of cash in, as you would expect. But then the game got announced and it looked really good. And then they were like, it's out right now, go download it, you can try it. So I immediately, obviously, downloaded it on my PC. And I'm really enjoying the game. And I think the main reason for that is EA weren't involved. Respawn have since come out saying that this is the game they've been wanting to make for a while. Because when they were bought, it was 2017. So PUBG was kind of in its top form. Obviously, Blackout hadn't been announced, so they didn't know there was going to be competition on the way. But that you could kind of see where the industry was going with the genre, and so they've actually been working on this instead of Titanfall 3. Has since the backlash from a lot of the fan base, which has died down since more people have played the game. But at first, a lot of people were annoyed they weren't working on Titanfall 3. Turns out there is some kind of Titanfall game coming out later in the year that this is ramping up to. What that'll be, nobody really knows. I'm going to assume it's another kind of spin-off game that won't take place um, sort of as a sequel to 2. It'll be more. Uh, I don't know. In my head, I have the Halo Wars um, Command and Conquer kind of game. I could see that happening because a lot of EA fans are wanting a Command and Conquer. Titanfall kind of fits that sci-fi theme. I can see that happening, but that's the topic for another video, really. But Apex Legends is really interesting. It has its own kind of take on the battle royale genre. Obviously, it's got less players, it's 60 players, but there's only trios, so there's no squad play, four-man squads, there's no duos or solo. Um, I would assume they're going to add those, especially solo, because a lot of people want that because it adds more challenge if you're playing on your own against other people. Because I've currently got 4 wins on this game, which is very odd because I'm not usually very good at battle royale, but I'm surprisingly okay. Uh, uh, I see that it's not a great name. Apex Legends. I keep forgetting it. I really don't think that's a great name at all. I can understand why they didn't go with Titanfall though, because obviously it's not connected to that kind of series. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of a mix of, I want to say Blackout because it's got that kind of fast-paced first-person battle royale gameplay mixed with, obviously you've got your Titanfall elements with the sliding mechanics. You're able to kind of run up walls but not along them. Mixed with mainly Overwatch because of the hero-based nature of the game, and also the loot boxes. The loot boxes are very, very similar to Overwatch. The way they do their skins, their weapon skins, their emotes, it's all very similar to Overwatch. But I don't have a problem with that because it is free to play, and the way they've done it is really interesting. There's no duplicates, which again is really good for fans that are going to be putting money into this game, because when they start adding new skins, you're automatically going to get those new skins. Um, so I think that's really good, and it shows that EA didn't have a hand in this, because if that was the case, the loot boxes would have been a lot more money than they are, for one. Two, you wouldn't be able to get as many from playing the game, and three, there would be duplicates. There's no way they wouldn't do that. And it would give you like parts to make other stuff, but there's no way they wouldn't have done duplicates because it's EA. But clearly they didn't have a hand in this. If anything, it sounds like EA were expecting Titanfall 3 from Respawn, and that isn't what they showed off to them. And I think it worked out well. It's got a really interesting kind of cartoony comic art style mixed with what they had with Titanfall, and I think it works well for the game. It's got a lot of interesting abilities. My favorite character at the moment is Wraith, who you're seeing in the gameplay, um, who's kind of based on the lore of Titanfall to do with the kind of space and time travel, where she's able to go through, use her ability to go into another dimension, uh, and then she kind of teleports back out. So when you're in that, you move a bit quicker, and enemies can't see you, but you also can't see anybody else. You can't even see your teammates when you're in this dimension. It doesn't last very long though. It's about 5 seconds. Then she's also got her ultimate ability, which each character has. Hers is a portal that you can open up, and then you run along, and then you create another one to close it, and then you can use that for, I believe it's a minute, maybe 90 seconds, where you're able to teleport back and forth. Um, and each have their own kind of unique. So she's assault. There's a couple of defense. There's a couple of healers, um, and it's just a really interesting gameplay. And I think they've done a really good job to kind of differentiate themselves from the competition, which isn't that common in Battle Royale. There is a lot out there now. Things like Ring of Elysium, Islands of Nine, Realm Royale, they all kind of tried to either tack onto PUBG or Fortnite. And I think Blackout was kind of to show people that, yeah, they could have their own spin. I think this has done an amazing job of it. I really hope they continue with the content because I'm loving the game right now. I've got about 7 or 8 hours into the game, and I'm just really liking it. I hope they keep adding more areas on the map, more weapons, new champion or legends, sorry. Um, and I just think they've got something really good here, and I hope that it does well and it doesn't mess up. It's got a good player base right now. It's #1 on Twitch for the past 2 days. I hope that stays because it's so good. It's really refreshing from me having around 400 hours in Fortnite, which is insane considering the rep that that game has. Um, and I just hope this is the kind of first step into finding new areas in the battle royale genre that can be shown off, because it's got a lot of potential, and I really want to see where it goes. But yeah, that was it for my video. Just talking about what I think of Apex Legends. Really recommend you all go download it. This isn't sponsored or anything, of course, but yeah, definitely try it out. It's free on Xbox, PS4, and PC. So why not do it? It's really, really good. It's worth playing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll hopefully have a video either next week or the week after showing off my top 5 games, potentially a review for Resident Evil 2 back there. Whether that'll happen is another thing. But yeah, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.